welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm currently 32 weeks pregnant, which is why I haven't posted a full workout on here in a while. So today I'm sharing my 20-minute strength / cardio pregnancy workout. It's good for all 3 trimesters, so long as you've been working out throughout pregnancy and have clearance from your doctor. That being said, you want to keep your workout level between a 6 and a 7 out of 10, so you don't want to overexert yourself, making sure that you can hold a conversation throughout the workout. I do offer ways to modify because this is a bit of a challenging workout, but always listen to your body. If something doesn't feel good, then you should stop or just further modify if needed. All you'll need today is a chair and a medium set of dumbbells. I use 10 pounds because that's what I've been using throughout pregnancy, but obviously you may want something a little bit lighter than that, especially as you're carrying more weight on your body. You also want to make sure you have some water. We want to keep hydrated throughout this workout, especially now that we're pregnant. I'm going to offer a quick warm-up because it's really important to warm up beforehand, and then we'll get started.
All right, let's get that body warmed up. We're going to start with marching in place. You're going to bring your knees up. You can go as fast or slow as you like here. Your knees can come up a little bit less than I am here if it's uncomfortable for you and your belly's starting to get big. And let's add the arms. Reaching down, bringing the knee up. Next, we'll transition into a yoga flow. Let's put our arms over our head, clasping them above us. Let's take a nice deep stretch to the right, breathing in, coming back overhead, and then to the other side. Taking deep breaths in and out. This should feel really good and should open up the shoulder, the back. All right, now we're going to come into a yoga bend. You're going to fold over towards your toes, shake out your hips, come up to a flat back, and then come back down. Taking your time on this one if you'd like. Now roll all the way up and put your hands back over your head. Take a nice stretch here, and let's come back down and do that again. This should feel really nice, waking up the hips and the back. And roll all the way up. Arms overhead one last time. And then we're going to come to a wide squat, sumo squat position. Opening up the hips here. We're going to side bend to the right with your arm up. Side bend to the left. Nice body stretch on the side. Doing that one more time. Now you're going to come down to a triangle pose, keeping your back flat. You're going to twist and bring your left arm up while inhaling. Bring it back down, exhale, and then twist to the other side, inhaling. We'll do that one more time on each side. And then when you're ready, roll on up gently. And now we're going to come to the ground and do some cat-cow stretches. Coming down to a tabletop position, you're going to breathe in and bring your head in and arch your back. And then exhale, bring your head up. And repeat that. Giving a nice stretch of the spine. This should feel really good, waking up your back. Making sure you're taking deep breaths along the way. All right, we are going to get into your workout now. The first move of 4 moves within each circuit is going to be a double pulse squat. You're going to come into a squat position, legs a little wider than hips, double pulse at the bottom, come back up and squeeze your glutes. I love starting with this one because this is also somewhat of a warm-up for your legs, and I've been doing squats all throughout pregnancy. I feel like this is the perfect workout to do to prepare you for labor. It really works all the different muscle groups in your legs, your glutes, your quads, your hamstrings, all things that you need to be strong throughout labor. All right, let's move into the next leg move of this circuit. It'll be a sumo squat with dumbbell shoulder pulls. So we're gonna grab those dumbbells. You can obviously omit the dumbbells if it's too heavy for you, but I'm gonna go ahead and use these. We're gonna come into that wide squat and then pull the dumbbells up to your chest, keeping a nice flat back. If the shoulder pull is too much, just keep the weights down by your legs like I am here as a modification. This is a nice variation to the regular squat. It really opens up the hips, also preparing us for birth. A little tip here, if you are interested in getting those Kegel exercises in, you can do so when you're coming up and squeezing your glutes at the top and adding in that Kegel. The best way to describe a Kegel is to just visualize the muscles that would help stop the flow of urine. So you're going to squeeze those at the top. We'll do that in the second round. But now we're going to transition into these side lunges. We're going to keep the weights at our side, coming down to a side lunge, and then alternating to the other side. This is basically a single leg squat. So what you want to do is bring your butt back as you're coming down to these side lunges, keeping your back nice and flat. Don't hang over or arch your back. And the weights are optional. If it's too much, again, if you're carrying a baby and it's too much weight, just remove the weights. You don't need them. We'll do a couple more on each side. Okay, we're gonna get rid of those weights and we're gonna come into a little bit of a cardio blast. This is an option to go fast or slow. We're gonna come into speed skaters, bring your opposite hand to your opposite foot like I am here and come into a curtsy lunge position. And you can keep it at this pace or go a little faster if you're feeling good. It really depends on your balance. I know balance tends to be off while pregnant, so just listen to your body here, whatever feels right. We'll be here for about another 10 seconds. I'm definitely getting tired here, so I'm slowing down. All right, let's take a quick water break. We're gonna do that whole circuit again. So all 4 moves, we're gonna repeat them. So you know what to expect, get ready for it. First move, we don't need any weights. It's that double pulse squat. So let's get moving now. Here is another great opportunity to add in those Kegels. So anytime you're kind of in a squat position, when you come up and squeeze those glutes, you can add in that pelvic floor Kegel exercise, squeezing the pelvic floor at the top. If you're not into that today, that's fine. Just keep it as a normal squat. We never want to over tighten, obviously, the pelvic floor, but it's always good to work in some of those Kegel exercises. All right, next, back into that sumo squat. So grab those weights as an option, and we'll come into that wide squat position and bring up the weights to the shoulder pull right to your chest. Same thing here, squeezing the glutes at the top. Again, an option to bring in that shoulder pull. You can just keep the weights down by your legs if it's too much on your shoulders. This is still a great strength exercise without the shoulder pull. I find this move helps so much, especially since I sit at a desk all day. I have very tight hips that just don't open very well. So I find that this helps really open up my hips. Couple more here. All right, let's now transition back into those lateral lunges. You guys know what to expect. Let's go. Again, dropping the weights if it's too much. But the goal here is really to get deep into that single leg squat as you're coming down. Another great way to strengthen your glutes, your quads, your hamstrings, and adding lateral movement to the workout. This really does a great job at targeting the outer hip muscle. All right, so the last move is that cardio blast, the speed skaters. We're gonna drop the weights. Let's get into it. Again, going as fast or slow as you'd like here. Picking up the speed if your balance is feeling great. This is a great one to finish with just because your heart rate will get up a little bit more and it'll be a good way to just transition into the next circuit. A few more seconds here. All right, we'll take another quick water break and then we will move on to the second circuit. For the second circuit, you will need a chair and you'll need the dumbbells for one of the moves. So let's grab our chair, make sure it's stable, about the same height as mine. And our first move is gonna be modified push-ups on the chair. If you don't have a chair and you're feeling good, you can always do these on your knees on the ground. We're just gonna come into a narrow push-up position starting now. And we'll do these for 30 seconds. You can also do these against a wall, elevated slightly if you don't have the chair. Since I'm in my third trimester and I'm pretty far along, I'm gonna do these on the chair, but I have been doing push-ups on the ground with my knees in my second trimester. It's all about what's right for you. All right, we're gonna now widen our legs and come into shoulder taps as our second move. So putting your legs in a wider position will just help stabilize our core better so we're not straining it as much, especially in our third trimester. We don't want to separate those abs. All right, let's transition into the third move. We're gonna grab those weights. We're gonna do a squat on the chair. It's like basically a squat overhead press. So you're gonna grab those weights, you're gonna sit on the chair with the weights over your shoulders. Nice flat back here. You're gonna come up, squeeze the glutes at the top. Keep the weights where they are if you'd like, or you could advance and bring the weights overhead to do that shoulder press for a dynamic move to make it more of a calorie burn here. But if it's too much on your shoulders and your back, just keep the weights at your shoulders. We'll do a few more of these. The last move in your circuit is going to be a cardio blast. We're not going to need those weights, so we can get rid of them after this. Again, this is another one to add in those kegels if you'd like. All right, let's drop the weights and come into our last move of the circuit. It'll be that cardio blast. If you're feeling good and you have the stability, you're going to bring one foot up on the chair and then bring the other opposite knee up and switch. If this is too much for you, your balance is just not there, you're scared of falling, then keep it to the ground and just march in place instead. We'll be here for another 20 seconds. You should definitely feel your heart rate come up on this one. So take it as slow or fast as you like. After this, we're done with the first half of the second circuit, and we're going to repeat all of those moves again. All right, let's shake it out. Grab some water if you need it here, and do that all over again. getting ready to come into that push-up position. Again, grab the chair or come to the floor to your knees or grab the wall, whatever's most comfortable for you, or however you're feeling, I guess. I'm definitely appreciating these modified version of push-ups. Push-ups are hard on straight legs. All right, let's widen up those legs and come into the shoulder taps. Try not to move your hips too much. If you're moving your hips a lot, you probably need to put your legs out wider. To make it more challenging, you can narrow the stance of your legs. All right, third move, grab those weights and we'll come to those chair squats with the overhead press as an option. Weights over shoulders, come up to the top, squeeze those glutes, come back down. Option to bring the weights over your head or just keep them at your shoulders if it's too much. Sometimes I feel like it hurts my back a little bit and it's just not worth doing. You're almost done with your second circuit. We've just got that cardio blast at the end there, and then we'll transition to the last circuit of this workout. All right, drop those weights carefully, of course. When you're bending down, you always want to bend at your knees. Come back up and let's get into that cardio blast. Bringing that one leg up and then the opposite leg to your chest. Again, go as fast or slow as you like. Don't overdo it here because I know balance can be off when you're pregnant. But if you're in the first or second trimester, you may find that this is a little bit easier for you. And you could go faster. March in place if this is too much for you. And just don't use the chair. Okay, this is it for circuit number 2. We're going to take a quick break, grab some water, and then we'll transition into your last circuit of the workout. It'll be 4 moves, just like the past 2. We'll take a little bit of a longer break here just because we're getting a bit tired, but we're in the home stretch. All right, you won't need the chair for this one. You will need your weights for this first move. So we're going to grab those, and it's going to be a bent over row with one leg forward to help stabilize. And we're just going to row back. Keeping the back flat, the belly tucked in here as much as possible. Having this stance with your legs will just help stabilize your back a little bit better if you're starting to feel a little bit of lower back pain. The first couple moves of this workout will be a focus on arms. Then with the next move, we'll transition into now, which are hammer curls. So you can hammer curl with both arms at the same time, but if this is too much and you're using heavier weights like I am, you can just alternate which side you're hammer curling. So let's make sure we're keeping our core engaged here, back nice and flat. Legs are slightly wider than your hips. Isolating those bicep muscles here, which we're going to use a lot when the baby comes. A lot of picking up of the baby from the crib and the bassinet and holding the baby in your arms. So let's make sure those biceps are strong. All right, let's stitch those weights and we're going to come to the ground to do some core work. So this is going to be the bird dog. We're going to come to a tabletop position. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips, and we're going to bring the opposite arm and opposite leg up and do some knee taps. bringing that leg in as much as you can, or that knee in, I should say rather. Obviously, if your belly's in the way, this might not be possible. Just do the best that you can. This is a really good challenge for our stability and our core strength. We're going to switch sides now. I sound like a broken record, but you really want to keep your back nice and flat here and your core tucked in and engaged. Try not to arch your back. I know that's hard right now at this stage in pregnancy, but just do our best. All right, now we'll move into the last move. We're gonna come on our bum and we're gonna come into a C-curve position. So keep your knees bent like I am here, and you're gonna come down and curl into a C-curve and then back up. So engaging those abs, tucking them in when you come down and breathing. Breathing in when you come up and then breathing out when you come down and hollowing the abs. This should feel like a nice stretch of the spine while also activating your core. And releasing at the top should feel good on your shoulders. When we're pregnant, we don't want to do a lot of ab work, so this is a great one to just engage those transverse abdominals that are safe for if we have the separation of our abs. All right, we're done with the first half of that circuit. We're going to repeat all of that again. You know what to expect. Grab those weights. Let's switch which leg we had forward last time to keep things even and come into those bent over rows. This is a great one for your upper back, strengthening the back and muscles. Not only are we using our biceps, but we are using our upper back a lot to hold the baby and stabilize the core. It's so important for our core. All right, next we'll get back into those hammer curls. Let's do it. Only 2 moves left, guys. You're almost done. The best thing you can do is keep your body moving when you're pregnant, especially if it feels good and it gives you more energy. I find I have so much more energy after I work out. I never regret a workout, unless for some reason I'm feeling sick or something and overdid it, but I usually just listen to my body and it feels good. All right, let's come to the ground carefully into that bird dog move. Opposite arm and opposite leg up. And bringing your knee in and tapping your knee. Do a few on one side, and then we'll alternate and do the other. This is a good one to practice on your own, just as a standalone exercise. Always a great way to practice core stability and strengthen those glutes as well. Let's switch the side you were on. All right, and then we're going to come back to that C curve, turning around to come on our bums. And this will be our last move before we get into our stretch and cool down. Again, breathing deeply as you come up, and then out, hollowing out the abs as you come down. Really squeezing those transverse abdominals. Such a great exercise for pregnancy. All right, let's get into our stretch. Let's come into a yoga stretch. Let's bring one leg out straight and the other leg bent. And you're just going to stretch this side towards the straight leg. A nice side body stretch. And then we'll switch and do it on the other side. All right, let's bring both legs out straight for a hamstring stretch. Touching your toes if you can here. If not, you can always bend your knees to help assist, bringing your head down. And now we'll come into a low lunge stretch. One leg forward, the other leg back with a bent knee. You're gonna come up and reach your arms to the sky for a full body stretch. Let's switch sides, bring the other leg forward, do the same thing. Now we're gonna come up to standing and we're gonna do a nice eagle arm stretch on both sides. So come on up, put your right arm under your left and twist to one side. And then opposite arm, twist to the other side. This should feel good on your shoulders. Then we're gonna bring our arms up and bend over, nice and slow, and just shake out your head and your hips. And then come back up slowly, one vertebrae at a time. All right, you guys are done with your workout. Thanks so much for sticking with it. If you liked it, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. This might be the last pregnancy workout I'm doing, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. I plan to be back at some point, hopefully soon.